Hi, I'm Ellie from crystallinks.com. Today is Sunday, June 11th, 2017. You know that the main thing I talk about is the holographic universe, meaning that we live in a simulation. The theory is as old as time itself, called by different names, by different ancient civilizations. Even some of the indigenous people today refer to it as a dream time, but we're kind of more in scientific mode now. I learned about the holographic universe actually through an experience I had when I was 11 years old, having to do with aliens and UFOs, and I was given some very important information about where I would go in life, what would happen to me. I mean, it was all not frightening, but it was all very interesting. When you're 11, you're just a kid. I was very much a child at that time. My mom had taken me from Coney Island all the way to the desert in Nevada, which is now Black Rock Desert. That's what I was going to say, with the pyramids. I keep seeing pyramids every time I think about it. But it was at that particular time in that place that I had your basic abduction experience where I was shown things. I can't say that I moved forward in time or back in time or anything other than I was told that when the time was right, my life would take a journey into this crazy world we call metaphysics, and that the focus of everything is I would investigate many, many different things. I wasn't told about crystal inks then, only that I would investigate a lot of things, and among them to ultimately help move consciousness to understand that we live in a holographic universe. Very simple. Of course, it meant nothing to an 11-year-old. I didn't even know the expression. I didn't understand the concept of simulation. There was very little that I really understood, but it was kind of encoded, I guess, into my DNA at certain points in my life. This and this and this would happen, and they did. And I'm not here to tell my story, only that when I started Crystal Inks in 1995, I was so excited because I felt that, okay, this is my time and my vehicle, and I was going to talk about that, which I was told I would talk about. So I started blogging about it, and now we're talking about 22 years ago. And people didn't get it. Everybody was into, let's all channel about love and light, which has a purpose, or let's go do this or do that or heal this. The consciousness level in the grids that create this hologram were not really ready to hear what I was talking about. So I pulled off my information. Then I started looking at all the channelers and good people, good theories. They want to heal people and help people, and of course make some money doing it. Why not? Nothing wrong with that. And I said, no, the things that they're talking about don't make sense, because this whole love and light thing it's prophecy, it's many things, and it also says that if humanity does not straighten itself out, does not heal itself, shall we say, if balance isn't found, then, there's going to be destruction. But that didn't make sense to me either, based on what I had been shown and taught, because that's a catch-22. We are in a programmed hologram where we're here to study emotions. There will always be the positive and the negative, the good and the bad, and the whole bipolar reality of the whole thing. Now, I listened to all of this and I'm like, no, this is not me. So I started sort of making my comments and criticisms, all the while knowing that everybody who is making their statement in and out of metaphysics, in and out of their experience, is coming from a place of their truth. So a few years passed, but then people started to question, okay? They questioned prophecy, because prophecy is based on time and dates, and time is an illusion, so of course, ergo, so is everything else, but people had to figure that out. So they went through the internet, and the internet was getting easier and easier to find what you wanted to. And then they discovered that, seriously, the truth is hidden, it's altered, it's not real, and that the things that are happening, especially now more and more and more, make less and less sense based on the patterns of the way you think things should go. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. In a holographic universe, it has a beginning and we're coming to the end. It's comprised of consciousness grids. These grids are imploding. What does that mean? It means people are having greater health issues, social issues, all kinds of issues, and they don't understand why. It's this whole factor. The things that they're considering is, if the world doesn't make sense, then who am I? Why am I here? And what's really going on? And that's what people are questioning now. If they can be involved in a career where they can help people move forward, they're like thrilled, like, yes, this is where I really belong. If they can't, they hate their work for the most part. They don't like their bosses. They don't like this. It's like people, those with emotional problems and substance abuse issues are really suffering the most, because they're trying to figure things out logically. And right now, the way things in the world are going, there is no logic. And so when there is no logic, you start to say, well, why not? And what's really going on? Why can't we prevent climate change? Obviously, because at the end, the consciousness grids are imploding, and you can't stop what's happening. You may reason it. There's an ice age coming. There's more flood stories. You can pick on any scenario you want, any mythology you want. That's not the answer, though. It's really not the answer. But you think about it, you read about it. People are considering a lot of things these days in trying to figure out things like, why did Donald Trump become president? Why are things happening the way they are all across the world, all across the game board, in every sector? Okay, so now we come to the holographic universe. Had a beginning, it has an end, it is imploding, it shows itself all the time. And what I was shown, and actually physically shown in 2009, is that it's going to fade to black. Simple as all of that. You could be sitting there listening to me now, and just like the end of a movie, bingo, it fades to black, and that's it. Okay, so now we have the physicists who are believing this, and they're working on it in ways that are way above my head. But then I have noted as of late that those who work as researchers in metaphysics and in science, and they're well known, more in maybe in the metaphysical realms, but actually in the science realms as well, are starting to consciously wake up to the fact that this could be a simulation or a holographic universe. And so they are looking for the answers of who created it, what's its purpose, what are we doing here, can we get out of it, should we get out of it, are we puppets in it, are we projected illusion in it? There's many, many questions are involved with all of this. Once you understand that you're not calling the shots, and we're really not. I mean, I wish we could say this whole free will zone has merit, but it actually doesn't. So there are researchers that are trying to not only expose the truth about things, say, like alien interference in our reality. People like that, researchers, I want to call them researchers like that, who are starting to get that this is a simulation and they want to investigate it. There are a group of billionaires who are pooling their resources and energy because they believe we're in a simulation to figure out how to get us out of here. I don't think we can. I think it's all math and science, and it's an algorithm, and it'll end when it'll end, and there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, we are just projections. You and I'm no different than anybody else here. Some of us are programmed through our DNA codes and the mathematics of the algorithm we live in to understand this, okay, that this is projected illusion. The rest of reality is just going through emotions. It's all about this little insert. Our little insert is about emotions. We're here to study emotions, like it or not, and therefore there will always be dramas and tragedies and losses, and of course balance with the good emotions too, you know, the love and the compassion, and you know all of those. But basically we're here to experience the ones that are like the dramas, like, oh, I just found out that Donald Trump lied to the world. Oh yes, you know, all of that stuff. It's just stuff. It's just diversions. Remember that word. It's just busy work. It's because the real truth are going on behind the scenes in government, in politics, in economics, in every paradigm, as they say in metaphysics. And we're just living it. We're just experiencing, we're just viewing it. Our souls may be doing similar things in parallel realities, because we know now there are parallel realities, different dimensions, all of that you can look up in physics. The things with the inserts, one of the things that came up in science this week was some discovery that they found skulls, and that's what they go through. You know, this is how they carbon date things, that the human person, humanity, may be 100,000 years older than we believe. So I read this and I'm like, okay, how would I process this? Everything that happens in this reality is an insert, okay? When they find discoveries where once there were none, like by the pyramids in Egypt and in Mesoamerica, and you know, all these, they keep digging and digging and finding newer and newer and newer things, okay? These are inserts in the hologram. Okay, it could be when they found the pyramid, like the Pyramid of the Sun, okay, in Teotihuacan, and the pyramid in Egypt, and they're doing all this research and they're aligning it with the different celestial bodies. And this is great research, okay? Most of this is leaning into, we are not the creators of this reality. Was it ancient aliens? Was it some dude, God person, whatever color and description you see him? Fine, whatever you want to believe, whatever you need to believe. Was it Sumerian gods, Egyptian gods, whatever gods? You know, it's all myth, and it's all there to make you think. But remember, these are distractions. This is busy work. Sometimes the busy work is a lot of fun. Sometimes you really enjoy learning about how people do things. But at the end of the day, okay, we are a holographic insert. So if they are saying now that humanity is now 100,000 years older than previously thought, another insert, that's it. That's all it is. Somewhere, somehow, whatever, I don't know, machine, person, consciousness. I like the word consciousness, is controlling this hologram. Another insert was placed into this segment of the hologram. So we would think, oh, we're older. Does anybody care that we're 100,000 years older? No, we really, really don't care. Would it be nice to really know that this is just an insert and that everything is an insert? That would be nice. We're getting there. I have been promoting these theories to get back to where I came in. I started discussing this in 1995, and I set it all aside, and then I said, no, the channelers are way off with the love and the light, and we're going to fix everything. That's wrong. The metaphysical sector went very much from the paranormal into healing and energy and awareness, and that's where people are really, I was going to say stuck, but you know, I don't know if I should use the word stuck, but you got to move quickly through this, because when you move quickly through it, you reach that plateau at the top, the apex, the 0 point, where you understand who we are, We're here as a biogenetic experiment. We are experiencing emotions. That's it. And whatever else we learn along the line, it is going to fade to black. It is going to end. And just remember certain little things that we've talked about now, because as my clients and friends and viewers of my videos and people I talk to at workshops, people I lecture to actually at workshops, as they all are starting to understand, because their programming is allowing them to understand. They're not evolving their consciousness, they're programmed. They're programmed DNA. And their programming is allowing them to understand that this is a hologram, simulation, pick your word, illusion, whatever, and it is about to come to an end. So until next time, thank you.